SRC Akwaaba program, we would officially take off. And we will invite our dear sister Patricia, who would lead us in the opening prayer for the formal section to commence. Oh, you can welcome her.
Can we all be upstanding even as we take the opening prayer? So we begin this conference in the name of God the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. So let's all kindly close our eyes. So our Lord and Master Jesus, we are grateful for our lives today. We are grateful for your love and your mercies and your grace that are new every morning. Lord, we appreciate this opportunity to learn, relearn, and unlearn. Lord, we ask that you grant us wisdom even as we explore the topic of entrepreneurship and national leadership. We ask for clarity and understanding. We ask that this conference will be transformative and inspiring, and we'll leave here inspired and transformed. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Amen.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Once again, you are all welcome to Central University Campus. SRC Akwaaba Special Program, the Youth.
Ketia, that's why was Central University. Afina Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong Ababedru. Our students in Atenasea. Say UTA Oman 107.1 FM and in the 2 TV. And then a programmer, a entrepreneurship programmer, Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong, and the keynote speaker for this program. And it is a PMO Central University Mutual Campus programmer Omoye no matuni say YouthQuake Conference. Theme that's why Entrepreneurship and National Leadership. I baso Central University. Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong and a keynote speaker. Na Prof Adelaide Kastner, also a Dean of Students and Alumni Affairs. Also and a Dean of Students at Central University. And so be PM ha auditorium no abo mabe students ni nyina ejina ha omo twen say Honorable Ken Agyapong ye be osha no e de na wura hall no na program no asha asiansa. Enti say ohwa Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong ana oma students no ne mpanifo no me ba nyina edi na animu a omo osha no edina ewura eye Trinity hall no. Ohene Agyapong. Respectfully, we will be on our feet for the national anthem. We'll be on our feet for the national anthem.
Thank you very much, Honorable, and thank you very much, our distinguished guests and all participants. And once again, welcome to the YouthQuake Conference. And today, lecturing to us, we have our own Dean of Student Affairs, Professor Adelaide Kastner, who will be lecturing. We have Dr. Elvis Buta, who would also be submitting a paper on youth and then development. And then we would zoom straight to our keynote speaker in the person of Honorable Kennedy Ohene Agyapong. And so once again, you are welcome. And let me do a quick introduction. When Honorable was coming, he came in the company of few dignitaries. And so respectfully, I would want to acknowledge their presence. We have some former members of parliament here in the person of Honorable Alfred Obeng, who used to be the MP for Bibiani, and he also here. We also have Honorable Nelson Treme, who is the former MP for Birikum East in the Bono region. We have MPs, Honorable Dr. Isaac Yao Opoku from Offenso South with him here. Honorable Dr. Stephen Amua in Shiaso Ashanti region is also here, MP. And then also Honorable Tony Imia, MP for Odotobri, also is here with us. And so today in the lecture hall, we have all these members of parliament gracing the occasion. When he was also coming, there were other few dignitaries who represent various constituencies in terms of the political party Honorable Kennedy Ohene Agyapong belongs to, the NPP. And so, respectfully, I will acknowledge Collins Asante, who is coming from Ablekuma, Michael Dankwa, Weja, Frederick Brown Glover, Ningo Pram Pram, Samuel Buedi, Odododio Dio, Alex Amano, Ashaiman, Ken Kwanzaa, Central Region. I have Mr. Stephen Adai, Okankwe North, who affectionately believe that Obi and Obia anyway. Then I have Mr. Kwesi Poku, Tema West constituency. And then I have Chairman Mako, who is also coming from Ningo Pram Pram. Okay, so my attention has just been drawn. That is the former parliamentary candidate for Ningo Pram Pram. And so my colleague here would also help us if we have any dignitary from the host institution when they join us. He would also help us so that we go through it and we introduce them. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome. We would move straight. Ladies and gentlemen, we would quickly switch, and then he would read the profile of our first speaker, and then we'll take it from there.
Profile of Associate Professor Adelaide Na Amele Kastner. Associate Professor Na Amele Kastner holds a BSc, Bachelor of Science in Administration, with specialization in management, and MBA, thesis option with specialization in marketing, both from the University of Ghana. In addition, she holds a PhD in international business from Aalborg University in Denmark. She's currently the Dean of Students and Alumni Affairs at Central University. She is the immediate past Dean of Central Business School. She was once the head of Department for Management and Public Administration at Central Business School. Her general service to the Central University includes Chairman of Convocation, Member of Central University Appointments and Promotions Committee, Member of Central University Council, and member of search parties for the current Pro-Vice Chancellor and the next Vice Chancellor. Prior to joining Central University, she was full-time lecturer at University of Ghana. She holds a diversity of courses. She teaches a diversity of courses, including entrepreneurship and international business management. She also lectures church management at the Trinity Theological Seminary. She is an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Marketing, Ghana. Now to places of employment. She has served in both the public and private sectors of Ghana. She was the Advisory Council Chairperson of the World Vision Ghana 2012 to 2017. Board Chairman of Ghana Immigration Service 2012 to 2014. Council Chair of Ghana Christian University College 2010 to 2014. And a member of the Ministry of Trade Tariff Advisory Board 2009 to 2017. She's a strong Christian and a lay preacher. She has served on the General Assembly Council of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana from 2002 to 2004, the National Youth Council 2006 to 2010, and the Ghana Presbytery Council 2002 to 2004. In 2004, by the appointment of the moderator of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, she served as the ecumenical delegate at the General Assembly of the Presbyterian Church of America. During the electioneering year of 2020, the Presbyterian Church of Ghana appointed her as one of 10 National Peace Ambassadors for the church. She was a council member of the Bible Society of Ghana for 8 years, 2013 to 2021. She is the immediate past senior presbyter or elder at the Faith Congregation of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana at Shiashi. She is the national president of Accra Girls Old Students Association, AGOSA, and the president of the 1969 year group of the Osu Presbyterian Old Girls and Boys Association. Please let's show some appreciation for the Dean of Students, Central University.
All right. So the first lecturer would have been the dean. We hear she will join now, so we would move straight so that the second lecturer will take off. After the second lecturer, we can then call our dean when she arrives, because we need to proceed. Thank you very much. On that note, we would invite Dr. Elvis Buta, who was coming to submit a paper in between the main lectures. But before you start, briefly, we have the planning committee, one of the heads in the person of Prince Jackson. And so Prince, kindly join us here. He will briefly, before you start, with the other Chairman Prof. So he will tell us why we are gathered here, and we'll take it from there.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, faculty members, fellow students, and all invited guests. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the YouthQuake Conference, organized as part of our Akwaaba week of SRC. This year's theme, Entrepreneurship and National Leadership, speaks directly to the urgent need for young people and step forward with bold ideas, innovative thinking, and commitment for nation building. The purpose of today's gathering is to provide a platform for transparency, education, empowerment, and we believe that as students and future leaders, it is the time to cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset and prepare ourselves for national leadership roles that can transform society for the better. We are privileged to have Honorable Ohene Agyapong as our keynote speaker for the day. We also hear a brief remarks from the Dean of Students and a faculty officer. Let me use this opportunity to emphasize that this is a non-political event. While we may have individuals interests from various backgrounds, the sole purpose of this conference is education and developmental program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prince Jackson. And we have the IMC or the SRC president, is the IMC chairman in the person of Razak Seidu. So, Mr. Razak Seidu, oh please come. You have a lot of fans from the ladies, Mr. President. So, president who goes by the name protocol. So we are here. Honorable is here. So maybe you would want to give your own welcome notes.
Our esteemed guests, external dignitaries, esteemed colleagues, fellow students, it is my pleasure to welcome the Honorable Ohene Agyapong to this event. Today to welcome you all to this landmark gathering. Your presence today span our university as senior leadership, dedication staffs, and then our esteemed partners reflect our shared commitment and nurturing an environment of intellectuals, leadership excellence, and community engagement. I extend heartfelt gratitude to the Vice Chancellor and then the university management for their steadfast support in bringing this event to fruition. Your dedication and holistic student development underpin every success we celebrate. Today, our student representative, your unwavering advocacy on behalf of your peers is the bedrock of our student community voices. To thank you for your exemplary service, let us seize this opportunity to engage, to connect, and to be inspired by the word of expertise gathering here. May today's proceedings catalyze innovation, collaboration, and an unwavering pursuit of excellence. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, who keeps on hearing protocol. Thank you very much. Once again, you are welcome to Central University campus, and we would move straight to the lecture point. And like I said, Mr. President, the fans is coming from only ladies. All right, thank you very much. So I once again welcome Dr. Elvis Buta, who would submit an insightful paper in terms of youth and then leadership. Just after that, then we would continue with the rest of the lecture. So Doc, welcome. Cho
Let us hear you loud. We want the incoming president to feel the heat of Central University. Choboy! 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 Now can we be on our feet and sing? Arise, Ghana youth, for your country. The nation demands your devotion. Let us all unite to uphold her and make her great and strong. We are all involved. We are all involved. We are all involved in building our mother's land. Thank you very much. Respectfully sit down. Let me stand on existing protocols to express gratitude for the opportunity to speak to the youth of this nation here in Central University on a subject that has become increasingly very relevant, especially for our youth. We are seated here today at a time where we have a very youthful world, a very youthful nation. In fact, statistics indicate that Ghana is made up of an excess of 54% youthful domination. And what it means is that the future of our great nation is one that lies in the hands of the youth. And the fundamental purpose of us sitting here today is to go beyond recognizing that the future and destiny of Ghana and Africa and indeed the world lies in our hands alone, but in fact should lie in our hearts also. In an era where global affairs are shaped by complexities and multitudes of factors ranging from climate change to rising unemployment, and in the case of Ghana's peculiarities, rising inflation and inexorable graduate unemployment, we must refocus attention to how we can effectively arrest these situations, otherwise they undermine the very survival of our nation. And this makes it important that the subject of entrepreneurship should be on the radar for discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, incoming President of the Republic of Ghana, by the grace of God, I stand here on behalf of the youth of Central University, the youth of Ghana, and representing the voice of Africa, to say unequivocally that we have read about the era of the first industrial revolution where jobs chased people. But today, the realities are in sharp contrast to that which history have recorded. We now have youth not only running after jobs, but actually dying for jobs. Our parents, our poor fathers and mothers invest a lot into our education, but we finish not having jobs. It isn't the case that the young men and women here seated are not knowledgeable. In this era of technology, innovation, and creativity, I can challenge on any platform in the world that the youth here seated have more than what it takes to do as our contemporaries are doing elsewhere in the world. The only opportunity we need now is the enabling environment. We have witnessed a dying nation where talented young men, gifted with enormous potentialities, are not even given the space to speak and not the chance to experiment that which we believe in. We are hoping that as posterity will have you as president, you will be that pace setter, as you have always been, who will grant us leverage, who will grant us latitude, and who will give us a platform so that the next mover and shaker of our continent should be a product of the Central University. Yes, we can do that. The next chief entrepreneur who will be spoken about, beyond Dangote's and even beyond the Honorable Ohene Agyapong of our own nation, is herein seated amongst us. What we need is the opportunity to prove ourselves. What we need is a support. We're no longer looking forward to anything. We're no longer looking forward only to spiritual guidance. We are looking forward to an era where spirituality, godliness meets quality leadership. Because to every nation which God has blessed, he has given a great leader who helped people navigate the storms and help people discover their true potentials. That is what we want in Ghana. If youth entrepreneurship must work, then it must be at the instance of quality leadership, exemplary leadership. And let me use this opportunity to call out to action that we herein seated are determined to support a new generation of leadership that is determined to pave an entrepreneurial way for us, because therein lies our jobs. Ghana have experimented every kind of a leader except one. We have seen an era where military men in uniform ruled this country. That does not solve our problems. We have seen an era where academicians, in fact, professors, have ruled this nation, yet they have not been able to solve the critical issue of unemployment and development. We have seen others who have spent the majority of their lives in politics. We can call them career politicians who have become presidents. They have not been able to radically change the situation and to turn same around. We have seen the leadership of a lawyer that did not significantly redesign our destinies on the paths of progress. The only leader we have not experimented is an entrepreneurial leader. We have not experimented a leader who can show us the number of times he's falling, the scars he has made, and how far the Lord has brought him in success. That leader is the Honorable Ohene Agyapong in recent politics. He has practicalized what it means to create jobs. He has exemplified what it means to be honest and speak truth to power. And so we are no longer going to wait for rhetorics or listen to experts in economic jargons. The youth herein seated are looking for a mover and a shaker who will teach us not how to fish, but how to sustain fishing for the next generation. That is what sustainable development is about. And so, young men and women, leadership decides it all. It is up unto you and I to pull out from our sleeves all our time and our efforts in determination to stand up for the right leadership. Else our visions, our dreams, our expectations will be buried in the deeper shackles of what we have seen all these years. I thank all of you in the encouragement that we will rise up not to the stories and the propaganda of naysayers, but to the reality that we have a nation that needs rescuers. We are determined to support in this train that brings rescue. Thank you very much. And in the spirit of Mother Ghana, may we all rise up from today, do the little we can do, and be starters of business for an era that helps us in financing, that helps us in mentorship, is on its way. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And thank you very much. God bless all of us.
Thank you very much, Dr. Elvis Buta. He ended with God help us all. Amen. Mr. DJ, if you can give us a musical interlude, it will help us. Please, Mr. DJ. Just feel free, those who have been sitting since 9:30, if you want to even stand, you can stand whilst the musical interlude plays.
Thank you very much, Mr. DJ. Indeed, Omaingbe ya efimenu mienu anamebwa we are all involved. We are all involved. We'll put hands together and we'll do whatever it takes to build our nation. We have the Central Cultural Troupe here to grace us with a performance. Creative Alliance, I'm told they are ready. But before they make their way here, I see a lot of you standing at the back. Please, there are a lot of empty seats here for you. Ushers and protocol, please direct them, encourage them to sit down. All right, the program has started, all right, and we are also having a live coverage. So please ensure that, let's ensure that everything is done in an orderly manner, all right? So please, if you are standing outside, come inside. We understand that some of you just finished class, some of you are coming back from lectures. Please find a seat, sit down, and enjoy the show. All those standing at the back there, all those of you outside, please come inside and be part of the program. Creative Alliance, please, over to you. Thank you very much, Creative Alliance. Thank you very much. Whilst they were performing, I saw that our dignitaries were spraying them with money. I want you to, I just want to alert you or bring to your attention that all the monies they sprayed were in cedis. They were not in dollars. Okay. They were all in cedis. Okay, so we are safe. All right. All right. Thank you very much. So there's a gentleman here, Alex Sapon, a very fine gentleman here who graced us with some poetry. Let's receive Alex Sapon.
Good morning, everyone. And so this piece is one of my collections I titled Letters to My Young Child. This is the third piece on it. Oh, good afternoon. Okay, I think I was here in the morning, so I still feel it is morning, but that is fine. Okay, so the DJ will help me with this one. And especially that we are treating things on leadership, I think one of the essential things, I think Honorable Akompeku will agree with me, that one of the essential things of leadership is focus. And I think one of the key things that switch the focus of the African man is the African woman. And so this is for all the men especially, but it's for all of us. And so let's enjoy this. If the technical people will help me with my sound. We have issues? Okay, then I will just do it just like that. All right, so like I said, this is one of my collection from the Letters to My Young Child, the third one, and the title is The Spell of the I Can't Say It All. Abrabo, ni boy nyebona, forget bona, son to reach hard. And can say yeche races, ya may be white, already victors. Ono yesi jikul, yesanse jita. What I mean is when on your marks, and yes I will take Pia das ya brawo spermo chenka. Jeke wonko wanam neda saying na wasa konyimu biba. Ada yes a kobini and yensem you can release with real ease, but production the chinsem nedoso into the two T's are for think and take time. Into the two T's are for think and take time. Can you consider this when you are enjoying the striptease? See, the real A is for aspiring for the apex. And yeah, so aspire for the apex and do not think of these. I am speaking to all the gentlemen. I have lost my lines because I have practiced with the sound. Let me take it again. Thank you. Please clap for me. These things happen when you rehearse with your sound. Abraboni bonya bona. Forget bona son to reach hard. In kankane say yeche races, ya may be white, already victors. When you say cool, your son say jita. What I mean is when on your mark. And yes, I would say piadas ya brawo spermo chenka, JK. When kowanam ne da saying na usa kunyimu biba. Ebe se kobi, and you can release with real ease. But production, the chinsem ne doso. Into the two T's are for think and take time. Can you think of these when you are enjoying the striptease? You see, the real A is for aspiring for the apex. And yeah, more hand time. So aspire for the relays na brabo or bad contracts be a ansha will be sign. You see, they call us races because life is a relay, but turns pass on, nothing important and just pass away. But you, I hope you do, because your sons will appreciate like a salary that you give them a good raise. Follow waste and be wasted. The choice is yours. Maybe a maka or far, fine, well far, that is fine of course. But beware that someday we will ask for what you have done in this life, and you have to be able to produce it. Thank you very much. There's a summary of it. Thank you.
Oh, you can appreciate that. When you are enjoying it, think of the A. Thank you very much. And I can see in the audience right in front of me, Honorable Bisiu, former presidential staffer. You can appreciate him. And then also, okay, so as we progress, we'll introduce all the persons that will walk in. I'm reliably informed that the Dean for Student Affairs was seriously trapped in this very traffic, so a kid is bringing her, but the program is moving on. So at this point in time, Mr. DJ, whilst we prepare to enter into the key section of today's lectures, you will give us a very good tune, and then we will call the gentleman to introduce our keynote speaker for today. And so before you do that, we can see staff of the university who are present in today's program. We have with us Emilia Abrefi-Sapon, who is in charge of admission or the admissions office, Francis Danso, also at the estate. We have the finance directorate staff, senior staff here, Denise Lano. Then we have the PR department leads over here. We have Annabelle Jesse. And then the chaplaincy department, we have Babi Miraculous Mercy here. IT also is represented here by Kwesi Anane. And then we have Godwin Na, Xavier Ahiataku, David Akume, all from Finance Department, Daniel Amfo, Counseling, Career Service, and then Kelvin Korte, Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Thank you very much. Mr. DJ, please give us a musical interlude whilst we're prepared to invite our keynote speaker for the day. So DJ, please. The DJ for Bishapo. Whilst the DJ is trying to pick that, we need to acknowledge when the program also came up, our junior sisters and brothers from the Pram SHS took interest. They wanted to be part of the program. So if you see those in uniform here, they are from the Pram SHS. In fact, they were the first to get here. And so welcome, welcome. Thank you very much. Mr. DJ, do you have the tune or I go ahead? All right, so we will move straight. I will invite Mr. Armstrong, who will come and introduce our keynote speaker for the day. Please appreciate him.
Thank you. A bigger round of applause for yourselves. A bigger round of applause. Much more bigger round of applause. I think first of all, it's important for me to mention, ladies and gentlemen, that it's exciting to see such an exceptional reception you've given to Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong. A big round of applause, because this reception is record-breaking. Thank you. And before I go straight to why I was invited upstage, I want to associate myself with a statement made by one of you upon our arrival. I overheard one of the young guys say that for this week, Central University will remain the luckiest university ever in the history of Ghana, because Akun Proko is visiting us today. Ladies and gentlemen, a young man who made this profound statement, and every single one of you who believes in the vision of Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong, I say on future Kennedy Akun Proko Agyapongs. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I have a specific responsibility upstage here to introduce and to present to you the keynote speaker, a man whose contributions to society and accomplishment are so well known and so well respected that in essence, he needs no introduction anywhere he goes, because his reputation precedes him everywhere he goes. Nonetheless, I will proceed to say a few things about him. Ladies and gentlemen, the keynote speaker is a philanthropist, born a philanthropist, and having risen from a deeply humble background, Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong has lived all his life for others. A few weeks ago, a young man was asked how he got to know Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong, and the response was so profound. He said that about 15 years ago, he had an admission to the university, but had no money to pay for the university fees. Then, desperate, he decided to go to Parliament to seek financial sponsorship or financial assistance from Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong. And for the first time in his life, he met Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong, told him his requests. This is a good interruption, but thank you, DJ. And for the first time in his life, he met Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong, told him his requests, and without hesitation, Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong looked him straight in the face, put his hand in his pocket, brought out every money in his pocket, and gave it to the young man to go and pay his fees. And then told him, you can do better. I can see you want to show your appreciation to Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong. And told him to go and come back the following year for the subsequent annual fees. Today, as we speak, that gentleman is a PhD holder, and he says that everything he is because of Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong. A big round of applause for the keynote speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, today's engagement is themed entrepreneurship and national leadership. You could not have chosen any better keynote speaker than Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong, because in the world of entrepreneurship, in the world of business, Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong is a mogul. Ladies and gentlemen, you will soon hear it from him that from selling PK on the street of Accra and later worked as a dishwasher in Germany, today Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong has become a highly successful businessman with over 45 years of business experience. Ladies and gentlemen, his businesses span several sectors of the national economy, with massive presence in the media industry, massive presence in the manufacturing industry, and a strong presence in the cold storage industry. You would agree with me, and you would already know that Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong is the founder and the owner of Ken City Media Limited, that operate Netu TV, Oman FM, Ash FM, NAP Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, in the field of manufacturing, among the several manufacturing companies that the keynote speaker has, Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong owns the first Ghanaian-owned, and the emphasis is very, very important, the first Ghanaian-owned and the largest one-man steel company in the whole of Africa, estimated to be close to 100 million US dollars. Go to Tama and see. Ladies and gentlemen, in the cold storage industry, I am proud to mention once again that the keynote speaker owns the largest cold stores in the whole of Africa, with a combined capacity of over 61,000 metric tons. You can put your hands together for him. He is always driven by the passion of curating jobs for the youth. And as a result, he employs over 7,000 workers in Ghana and beyond. We cannot pretend to finish the introduction without mentioning to you that in the world of politics, Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong is a highly successful and astute politician with over 4 decades of political experience. Just for you to know, he's a founding member of the New Patriotic Party, which was formed in 1992. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong, again, is the former member of parliament for Asin Central, having served Asin Central for 24 solid years, from the year 2020 to the year 2024. 24 solid years of unbroken parliamentary service. Ladies and gentlemen, just recently, you would agree with me, in the year 2023, the keynote speaker contested the flag bearership of the New Patriotic Party and gave a showdown performance. You can put your hands together better for him. After giving a showdown performance, I am happy to mention that he is still committed to his presidential ambition. And note this, in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3, it reads that write the vision because it will certainly come to pass at the appointed time. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to welcome him. The world celebrates him as the father for the fatherless, the hope for the hopeless, the voice for the voiceless, the compassionate man, the incorruptible man. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a leader, patriotic, honest, disciplined, fearless, bold, decisive, incorruptible. Ladies and gentlemen, with a standing ovation, let us welcome Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong. Continue to show your love. Continue to put your hands together for Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong.
It's already too late. I've already come too far. It's already too late. I can never turn back. It's already too late. It won't make sense. Where am I going to? Already too late. I've already come too far. It's already too late. I can never turn back. It's already too late. It won't make sense. Where am I going to? It's already too late. I've already come too far. It's already too late. I can never turn back. It's already too late. It won't make sense. Where am I going to? It's already too late. I've already come.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me say good afternoon to you all. Before I speak, I first want to extend congratulations messages to the organizers of this program and say a big thank you to you for what you have done and what we are seeing this afternoon. Thank you very much. Again, I want to have different phrases here. I don't know the description to give. So I will say a big thank you to everybody present here, including my team. This afternoon, I've been charged to speak on entrepreneurship and leadership. First of all, I want to talk about entrepreneurship before I go to the leadership. One will ask, who is an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is an individual who takes risk to create businesses and also enjoy the rewards. Simple put. But if you talk about entrepreneurship, I know you are all educated, and therefore you have pretty good knowledge about entrepreneurship. But what you learned in the classroom, although it's applicable when we are really doing business, but there are certain things that are not taught in the classrooms, and which I want to do justice to it, so that you become informed with what you have learned in school and what you are going to be confronted with as an entrepreneur when you come out of college. First, I'll use myself as an example to motivate those of you here, especially the young men and women who have decided to come, leaving everything, your studies. I hear some of you have exams, just to come and listen to me. I will share my personal experience with you for you to know that entrepreneurs are not born, but they are made. Entrepreneurs are made, they are not born. So those of you who take consolation and say that, oh, entrepreneurs are born and therefore if I'm not an entrepreneur, I'm not capable of doing it, it is not true. Entrepreneurs are made, and you can emulate it from successful people, and through that you can also call yourself an entrepreneur when you begin to establish businesses. Now, we have 7 qualities of an entrepreneur. First, I want the students to write it down. First is vision. Second is courage. Third is integrity. Fourth, focus. 5, foresight. 6, courage. And 7, cooperation. When you have these 7 areas and you focus on it, you can be an entrepreneur. But this side of the world, I want to bring it home to you that to be an entrepreneur, first, you need to have the vision that I'm not going to work for an organization for the rest of my life, but I want to also employ people. Have that vision. It means you are preparing yourself to become an entrepreneur, one who will create and opportunities for others also to enjoy. And this vision, those who have a vision is those who think of the future. They are not complacent of today, but rather think of tomorrow, what they are going to do. When we have such people believing in the future, then you can say that they have a vision. It is not only the vision. You need to be courageous. You need to take bold decisions. That is what we call in economics risk. You have to take risk. Why it is necessary to take risk is that all of us have dreams to be somebody in future. But the courage to take your destiny into your own hands, if you are not a risk taker, you cannot be an entrepreneur. So to be an entrepreneur, you have to take risk. And do not be our attitude towards work. At least you drew our attention that the 10 o'clock is not possible. Then we know that this is what we have to do. Anybody who manages his time, anybody who has a positive attitude will definitely succeed in life than those who don't have positive attitude and they do things the way they want. That's the challenge we have here as an entrepreneur. Then also, you are doing business. That our competitors who are foreigners always knock us out of business, we the locals or the citizens. Why? They have access to capital. Access to capital. If you are going for a loan to expand your business, the hassle you go through even to get capital to expand the business is not easy. You go through hell. Before the bank will believe you, you have to strip naked for them to know the kind of underwear that you are wearing before they accept your proposals. Even when you have been accepted to get the loan, which I advise each and everybody here, I'm not trying to destroy banks, but I'm trying to guide you how to protect your business and interests. Try as much as you can to refrain from loans. Loans. We have ridiculous rates in this country, hovering between 30 to 35%. Whereas our competitors coming from China, India, Lebanon, UK, whatever they're coming from, come with a loan with interest between 3 to 5%. How are we going to compete with them? That is why you see that Ghanaian entrepreneurs are only doing the small scale businesses. And the large scale businesses you find in this country are owned by foreigners because they get cheaper loans, come in and invest, and their cost of production is cheaper than us because of high interest rate that we took. So one of the challenges is the loan that we keep is so expensive that it's not been easy for anybody. Again, another problem we have in this country is culture. Our culture impedes progress. And if you have the same culture in your organization, it impedes the progress of the organization. Why? Here in Ghana, if somebody steals from my company and I fire him, you have Reverend Minister coming to beg, politicians like my colleagues calling me, you have your relatives, your uncle, your father, your grandfather, all of them coming to you to plead with you. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the developed country, will you get a politician to call the Chinese company? To succeed, stay away from all these things and you'll be accepted. If not, whatever you've learned in books will not be applicable because of the mindset of the people. So young men and women here, I want you to take your destiny into your own hands and challenge yourself that if Ohene Agyapong has done it, I can also do it. I was born and bred in a poor home, a village, and every vacation I was hawking on the street, selling. Yes, pick a chocolate, Tatranazet, yes, raw. Yes, pick a chocolate, Tatranazet, yes, raw. Today, I have over 7,000 workers, and this year, I added 350,000. So use me as your role model and emulate whatever I have done. Study it and challenge yourself that if Ohene Agyapong, you are fortunate to be in the university at the age of 22, 23. I went to Fordham University at the age of 33. After hawking on the street, washing plates in Germany, driving taxi, and working at the bakery in America, I decided to go to university. And here we are today. So say to yourself, if Ohene Agyapong has done it, I can do it too. I said it's 350. Sorry, I said 350,000. I said 350. After the 7,000, I've added 350 today, this year. Now, let's talk about leadership. Enough of the entrepreneurs. Leadership. A young man looked at me. The young man who was here reciting his poem looked at me and said, focus. It is one of the visions or qualities of leadership. The first one is vision. Again, you get it in entrepreneurship. Second is quality. Third, integrity. Fourth, foresight. Fifth, humility. Sixth, focus. And third, cooperation. Let's take it one by one. To be a leader, you need to have a vision. You need to have a dream. Say to yourself that I am going to make sure in the next 10, 20 years, I'll put Ghana on a different map for the whole world to see that we are created by God just like others. You have the vision. Challenge yourself. I never knew I was going to get to this point in life. But I had always said to myself, I'll be a millionaire at the age of 40. That boy from a poor village, I was a millionaire at the age of 36. I had a vision, I had a dream that one day I'm going to be somebody. The same way a leader who is leading a country, who is leading an organization should have a dream and a vision, what he's going to do for his country. And I have a vision, I have a dream. As a businessman, as an entrepreneur, young men and women here, vote for me to come to power, and you see how I'll use businesses to change this country. A leader should have the courage. A leader should have the courage. If you don't have the courage, then step aside. Let me quote Abraham Maslow. Abraham Maslow said, in simply put, you will either step into growth or you either step back into safety. I repeat what Abraham Maslow said. You will either step into growth or you will step backward into safety. What does that mean? You need to challenge yourself as a leader when you are leading people, when you are leading a country. That look, what is the problem my country is facing? I stand here as a Ghanaian, and on top of my head, I can tell you the challenge Ghanaians are facing, especially the youth of this country. When we have over 100,000 students coming out of every year, you have only 10% getting jobs. What happens to the 90%? You need a leader who is creative, a leader who is bold and courageous to say that, look, enough is enough. Let us change the status quo and change the narrative. If we do that, Ghana a glory during the independence time again in this country. So we need to be courageous. A visionary leader, a courageous leader who doesn't have integrity will not be able to achieve anything. So integrity is the most admirable of all the 7 qualities of a leader. If your people believe in you that Ohene Agyapong is honest, he's credible, he will do it for us without taking bribes, you will get every citizen of this country to come on board. So without integrity, any leader who comes with force, pushing people here and there to accept his beliefs, will never work. So integrity is key. Then a foresight. You should have a foresight that this is the level I want to take this country to. A man with a foresight is able to study the market or the conditions of his own country and say that, and make a projection that in the next 5 years, this is how far I want to go with my country's economy. This is how far I want to create job opportunities for my youth. I believe in you. If not the youth that invited me, probably I would have been in America, because today, on Monday, my daughter, a dentist, I'm a village boy. I don't even know all these things. They are saying a white coat, so I have to be there. And I say, I've been invited to go to this, so my wife has left. Again, besides the foresight, you need a leader with humility. A leader with humility, meaning a leader let people know how he appreciates them, how he respects them, so that they also reciprocate the respect and they work together. If you become a dictator and you don't respect the people, no matter the brilliant ideas you have, if you are not humble with your people, you will never achieve your goal. So a leader must be humble and bring everything on board, everybody on board. A leader should stay focused. I have challenged myself that in the next 3 years, I should employ 10,000 workers in this country. And nothing will stop me. I'm staying focused. I have planned it. There are turbulence in terms of the economy. And we are going to confront the turbulence, the situations we are in today, for a better tomorrow. So I'm focused. And to be a leader of this country, if you are not focused, you cannot lead this country. I want to stay focused. There are distractions here and there, but I close my ears, my eyes, and pretend I have not heard anything, because I don't want any distraction. So we're going to do it. The last one of the 7 is cooperation. The cooperation is when you bring everybody together and they help you to achieve it. What I always refer to the cooperation is what we call in economics, I have my former deputy finance minister here, the 80-20 rules. The 80-20 rules is simply put, 20% of your workers who believe in your ideologies and work with you can give 80% of the company's results. That is what we call 80-20. So we are going to use cooperation to bring everybody on board in terms of development. And we can do it. Let's say to ourselves that yes, we can. Yes, we can. That's the only way we can change this country. We need the cooperation of everybody. Move this country to a level where if 100,000 students come out of college, at least you have 80% of the 100,000 working. And those of you who have chosen to be here to listen to me, you are going to be the future entrepreneurs of this country. But today, you had a choice. You had a choice to stay in the classroom. You had a choice to do any other thing, but you chose to be here to listen to who entrepreneur is and who is the leader. Clap for yourself. So this afternoon, what we have learned, most of them, you don't get it in the classroom. It comes from personal experience. So I share this personal experience with you and give you confidence that each and every one here should take his destiny into his own hands and say that sky is the limit. Don't be complacent. Don't be a myopic thinker. Don't be complacent and think everything that you have is enough for you. Strive hard and make more money, create more businesses. That makes you a better person in society than anybody who did not come here to listen to this message. So young men, young women present here, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for giving me opportunity to share these few ideas with you. And I know we are not going to get everybody to come on board to be an entrepreneur, but even if we get 10 out of the crowd gathered here, we've made an inroad. And definitely one day we'll benefit from you. So say to yourself, if Ohene Agyapong has done it, I am also going to do it. And I can do it even better than Ohene Agyapong. Thank you very much. God bless all of you.
Kennedy Japan master. Me a master. Shama tielu sugan. Me a master. Nyama tielu sugab. For master. Zigana kusi Trinidad. Baisu yula babsa pena e badamo. Machilema awadi mo. stand up, do your thing. Don't worry, we are saying. You go there, survive, do party. I found 3 months, so I got it. I tell my friend, tell me if I see me, I am sassy.
Thank you very much, Mr. DJ. Oh, let's appreciate Honorable. Very seamless presentation. Consistency. And I'm very sure I saw a lot of us taking notes. A lot. Let's clap for ourselves. Even those with phones, I noticed a lot of them who were trying to keep notes. And I'm very sure this is a man of experience who delivered to us. And these are nuggets that can take us to the higher heights. Once again, Honorable, thank you very much. I know a lot of us we have a lot of questions to ask, and Honorable is here. We also are privileged to have with us the Dean of Student Affairs in the person of Professor Adelaide Kastner. Please, let's appreciate Mami. Thank you very much. Thank you. In due time, she will come and submit to us a paper. At this point in time, we'll be taking 3 rounds of questions. The first round will take 5, then we come second round 5, and then third round 3. Then we are good to go. Let your question be short and straight to the point. We would, let's see, if you have questions, just lift up your hands. Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Okay.
You mentioned your name and where you are, who you are, and then where you are coming from.
All right. So we are taking 5. Where is my co-MC, please? So let's see the first 5. Just let's 1.
Yes. The first 5. 1, 2, 3.
3.
Please be standing for us.
Just
4.
first 5, please. Let's be on our feet respectfully.
Be on your seat. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Please, you mention your name and then straight to the question.
Thank you very much. My name is Wisdom Asamoah from Pronson High School. The question goes to Honorable. Suppose you are starting a business from the scratch today, in today's economy. Please, how will you start? What are the do's and the don'ts that you have to take notice of? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My name is Kennedy Johnson. Please, I have 2 questions. 1, I think many youths are discouraged by corruption, nepotism, and lack of support in the system. How can we as young people rise above this and still succeed? My second question, you've balanced politics, Honorable, and business quite uniquely. What advice do you have for young people who want to make an impact in both fields without losing focus? Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Okay.
Please, your name.
My name is Solomon, also known as Solopa. Okay, so my question to Honorable is, Honorable has been consistent about interest rates. I've listened to a lot of the presentations, interest rates, and it is proving around 30-35%, as he said. I want him to tell us exactly what can be done, since we've had the professors and the doctors and the lawyers handle the economy. As a businessman, what specifically is he going to do to make sure that interest rates come down so that we can be competitive with the foreigners?
Thank you.
Hello. My name is Papayao, Ghana Telecom student. Well, I'll begin with punctuality. Honorable made mention that most of us are not punctual, especially using the university as an example, not coming on time. But then, when you are from Accra to North, probably using railways could take you like 30 minutes. Yet we need to take bus, which will take up approximately 21 hours before getting there. Means maybe we have not prioritized our time. It's not concern of yes yet. Secondly, as children of the land, say I'm an entrepreneur, definitely I intend to grow my business overseas. So do we talk about industrialization as part of the entrepreneurship, or that also matters not? Again, this goes to the professors in the house. I want to know if there has been a research on our language being changed, let's say, for instance, science, being changed into our language, and therefore not going to learn English before you'll be able to know you have to mix this chemical with this to get this metal. Thank you.
I think on the second question, we'll let Honorable speak his opinion on that, because it is Honorable we are asking the question and not the professors.
Honorable Kennedy, my name is Esemuru Shulamite. I'm from Nigeria. So coming to Ghana, I've had to adjust to a lot of things, and I have really tried to understand the economic landscape. So as an aspiring entrepreneur with a keen interest in real estate and the stock market, I am particularly interested in your insights. Given your remarkable success in business, in building a business empire, and considering the current economic climate in Ghana, what key indicators or qualities do you prioritize when considering investing in a new business idea? Furthermore, what crucial advice would you give regarding securing initial funding or investment for a promising startup?
Okay. Honorable try to answer the questions.
The location is also very, very important. So it's location, location, location. Today, if I have to invest in large-scale farming and agro-processing, I'll be brutally frank. I will invest in Volta region before the north. As a businessman, because of proximity to market, because of proximity to the port, if I have my finished product from, say, Sogakope, it will take me about an hour to get to the port, 1 hour, 20 minutes to get to the market. But in the north, it will take me about 21 hours or 2 days to get the stuff or my finished product to the market. The cost of transportation alone will eat into your profit. So when you have capital and you are citing your business, you should consider location. It's very, very important. You just don't go, even if you go, you're going to rent a shop, look at where the traffic is heavy. If you want to go into raw materials, look at areas where they are building new homes. These are how you take the decisions, the strategy, to start the business. You just don't go into business because Ohene Agyapong did this and he succeeded and therefore you're also going to go into it. No, you don't know what goes into a particular business. So you have to do a good research and not just enter into any business. When you do a good research for a product, then you can say that this is where I'm going to cite it. This is the product I'm going to manufacture. So all these things is a whole topic that we can take a whole day to discuss. Nepotism. Nepotism, favoritism is what is killing this country. Recently in the news, Agrada and Sami Jemfi. If I were the president, I'll fire Sami Jemfi right away, not even a second, because the evidence is clear. I don't need to go and do any investigation. To serve as a deterrent. Their university education, they did their national services. If you don't know a politician, you cannot even do your national service. All these things are impeding progress. And because of that, because of nepotism, to solve or resolve. So I'm glad you brought it up. And you also question about business and politics. It is not very easy. But if there's change of government, they attack your business, the new government attacks your business. Even your own government, friends might look at your face and they don't like it and try to kill your business. But if you're a politician and you are not a businessman, it's different. You don't feel the pain. But if you're a businessman and you are still doing politics, it is not very easy. So to balance it, all you need to do to enable you balance it is honesty. Don't compromise on your integrity. If you compromise on your integrity and do any fishy deals, any change of government, they will come after you and collapse your business. So if you want to do business and to politics, you should know what is ahead of you. It's a high stake that you're going to take. Interest rates. First, to reduce interest rate, in this country, I have to tell you, I am not scared. I will tell you the truth because I'm a businessman. You don't need the government competing with entrepreneurs or businessmen in terms of borrowing. The government is borrowing from the banks, and private sector is also borrowing from the banks. It makes it very difficult for the private sector to get a lower rate. 2, Bank of Ghana sets a prime rate at say 22%. Where on earth do you set the prime rate at 22% and expect the bank with all the risk also to give to customers at 25%? So right from day one, the Bank of Ghana regulation is nothing to write home about, and therefore they have to do something about it. Again, production. When we create businesses, the government will get taxes from workers, the businesses, they will pay their annual taxes and everything, the corporate taxes. When the government has enough money, it will bring the rates down because they will not be competing with private sector for loans to do other projects. So So creating more employment and flooding the market with goods and services will also bring interest rates down. Today we are talking about dollar. I hear in the news all over. The economists will tell you if they are fair and they are not playing politics with it. It is not a magic from NDC government. It's not a magic from MPP government that is bringing the dollar down. It is Trump and his policies towards the rest of the world's economy that people are not demanding dollars as expected. So the dollars are sitting there. Now they are competing with China. So whatever they are saying, if Trump and the world come together again, you will see that our country did not put or implement any policies that will bring the dollar down. So whatever you are seeing here is temporal. I am telling you, it's temporal. It is not any economic gurus in this country that is causing the cedi to appreciate and the dollar to depreciate. It is the wealth market that they are not demanding the dollars as much as they used to. That is why there's no competition and supply of dollar is exceeding the demand. As simple as that. These are basic economics principles. So we have to be careful with what they are saying about interest rate and all those things. It's not magic. It is the world economy that is falling apart, and the demand for the dollar has gone down. Somebody asks about punctuality. Punctuality, I talk about time, because if you become disciplined with your time, it affects everything that you do, even the decision that you take. So if they ask you to come at 7, somebody will tell you, I live at Okaishi and I'm working at, I have a company called Platinum. We do the plastics. I always take buses to Kaneshi, Ashama, Tema Centra to pick the workers. With all this, some come and they are late, because coming to join the bus is not waiting for one person. So when you are late, it leaves you, and they come back giving excuses that I live at Kaneshi. When you were looking for a job, did you tell your boss that you live at Kaneshi and therefore you be coming to work very late? If you had told your boss that you be coming to work very late, would he have employed you? So that is no excuse. You knew you were staying at Kaneshi and coming to work at free zones. So if you start work at 5, you have to wake up at 3 to get there. No excuse. Because you know, if you wake up at 4, you cannot use 1 hour to get to free zones. So punctuality is very, very important, and it helps in our daily activities. It increases production, and delays will also reduce production. So punctuality, punctuality, punctuality. That's the only way we can grow the economy. Industrialization. If I talk about entrepreneurship, what do you mean by industrialization? The businesses that we are creating. Somebody mentioned I have a steel plant worth 100 million. In fact, I don't know how he got it, but 3 days ago, the Indians came and they assessed the factory and they said it's $100 million. And I need $35 million working capital. Now, do you call Ohene Agyapong an industrialist or what? So it's the entrepreneurs who create the industries. So if we are talking about entrepreneurs, they are the same people. When we say industry, we have small scale ones and large scale ones. So at any level, those going into production, they are also part of the industrialization process. So entrepreneurs are leaders of the industries, and therefore don't get it wrong. They are the same. Language. Very interesting point. See, if we're able to use our own language, in Ghana here, they always say, oh, if you can't speak good English, it means you are not intelligent. That is what we call in Latin, fallacy of argumentum ad hominem. Okay? Because I have about 27 Indians at site now. You know, I had always had the impression that India is an English-speaking country and therefore they all speak English. It's not true. I took them to Noble restaurant one day, having lunch with the workers, the Indians. And all of them here are engineers. But they can't speak English. Only few. They use their language. And they are fixing all these machines. Those of us going to Accra will pass by the factory for you to see. So, look, I would have been one of the brilliant students if I had used my own language. Because born at Asildom, not Papa. You know, at the Saudi College, when we speak, they will call me, and the young ones from Radiant Way, Morning Star Association, they all turn their back. The teacher, the master was, yes, the gentleman back there. And they will turn and look at Ohene Agyapong, our new Blofu Cheme. You know, we struggle to use the white man's language. I think it's a very interesting point that you've raised, and we need to discuss further. Maybe we've gone too far so many years, but it's still worth trying. In our own language, you see many people coming out with flying colors. Real estate and stock exchange. My lady from Nigeria, this side of the world, there are two types of real estate. I have failed in real estate. Why? Because I build or buy and rent. Have so many houses empty, apartments in cantonments here and there, they are all empty. Those who benefit from real estate are the builders, those who build and sell. And you see, like that is not a lucrative business. I'll give you one example. The new factory that I bought that employs 350 people, I did not pay more than $4 million for that factory, and it's employing 350 people. I have a house in cantonments that the land alone I paid $2.2 million. So completion, what would be your estimation? So instead of going into real estate, preferably you go into manufacturing, because what I'm earning from the $4 million company, in the next 2 years I'll get my money back. Whereas the properties that I have are sitting there idle, empty. Nobody is buying it. You see so many apartment buildings going for sale, for sale. They are there for sale. These are the contractors who have decided to go into real estate. It's not a bad idea. The mere fact that you've given it a thought shows that you want to be an entrepreneur. So I will encourage you. but be careful which area you enter into. It's very, very important. But I'm not, honestly speaking, I'm not fascinated with it. I'll give you one. I don't have to tell you, but I don't want you to make mistakes. So I'll share my personal experience with you again. I put 3 million aside, 1 million at a bank for my new house, 1 million to complete my new coastal, and 1 million to do the earthwork, the civil works at the steel plant. Would you believe that the $1 million I put in my house is finished? And when you go there, it's uncompleted. The $1 million I put in the coastal, when you go there and see the level, something that is going to bring me money, when you see what $1 million has done with the new coastal, 31,000 tons, you have no idea. $1 million in the steel plant, when you go there and you see the earthworks that they've done. But meanwhile, the house, $1 million is like you have a sieve that you're dropping the water in there. It goes just like that. So you have to be careful with real estate. That is all I can tell you. It's good. It means you want to be self-independent. You want to do your business. It's good. But you have to be careful. I'm not saying I'm writing it off completely, no. But try other manufacturing areas and you see what will happen. And stock exchange. With what I'm doing with the industries, I call it lazy approach. You know, one of my daughters work at the Google, started buying stocks. One day, said, "Daddy, let me show you. I made $432,000. No, she's just about 24. I think this February she was 26. $432,000. Just about 2 months ago, the 432, because of the volatility of the stock exchange, the money dropped to about 200,000. But if you put it in a business where you have time to manage it yourself, you will see the outcome. They are in America and they don't know this kind of manufacturing and how they are going into it, and therefore they're going into stocks. It's good, but I call it lazy approach. Because you can spend about $300,000 and have this water manufacturing company. And in the next 1 year, you will get your $300,000 back. So stock exchange and real estate, if you are into business, this side of the world, you see that stock exchange and real estate, they don't bring money. I'll give you a typical example again. Donald Trump, when we were in America with Trump Palace and all those, then we have Hemsley Palace, all those. Now the tech guys have taken over. The tech guys, technology guys, they've taken over. So you should watch the trend, how it's going before you invest. Priority. I mean, when we talk about priorities, you should set goals for yourself. And the goals that you set, some are more important than the others. So you have to start. Another example, I'm a pragmatic guy and therefore I always want to give practical examples from my own experience. I stole idea from Honorable Sticker. A friend of mine was going to buy a car at $250,000. And Honorable Sticker came to me with equipment that he has imported to to build his water bottling company at 250,000. Whose priority is right? Because when you buy a car at 250,000, you take it out of the showroom to your house, the value depreciates right there, because you drove the car from the showroom to your house. Depreciation sets in. Whereas when we set up the factory, appreciation, it appreciates in value. So every individual should set his priorities straight. Some of them are just lavish. Some of them, when you invest in, it assures your future. So priority in every decision making, you have to prioritize the most important point first, the most important project first, before you go to others. Then the last one, we talk about savings. You need to save. No matter how small your money is, if you want to raise capital and you have a vision, you have a dream to be yourself one day, you have to save your money, no matter how small it is. But one day, you accumulate enough capital to invest. So do not think that you have a dream, a good proposals, and you are going to bank for a loan. You are going to work for the bank for the rest of your life. I hope I've exhausted the questions so far. Thank you very much.
Mr. MC, I think His Excellency will sit, then we'll ask you to invite the Dean to come and speak. Then, if there's time, because people have been sitting for long.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. So let's appreciate Honorable. Let's appreciate him. Let's appreciate him. Thank you very much, Honorable. And Mr. DJ just give us an interlude whilst our Dean of Students, Prof, takes over. When she's done, we will see if we have to revisit the second part of the Q&A. Please, just an interlude whilst we prepare to welcome.
KCV. I like this.
If you want to stretch, you can just stand up. I have the privilege of also introducing that in the house we have Dr. Padre Boachi Dankwa, who happens to be the immediate past government spokesperson on governance. He's also here with us. Thank you very much. So let's do the distribution of the drinks in the next 3 minutes. I don't want anybody to distract Prof when Prof is speaking. So in the next 3 minutes, please, let's do it quick. The Dean of Students offense in the person of our own mommy, Professor Adelaide Kastner.
Big man know the ball on me. I watch your face. I seen the hope and it dawned on me. Everything could have been lovely, but I'm just another guy. I'm just another guy. Obsessed to my morals, concerned to my liberty. Options overflow. I'm not gonna lie. There's a change in my energy. Playing I never go down. If I step on toes, my apologies. Everything could have been lovely, but I'm just another guy. Just another guy. If I could, you wouldn't tell me to sacrifice it all. But I'm just another guy, just another guy. If I could, you wouldn't tell me to sacrifice it all. But I'm just another guy, just another money I want. Give me day one, let you keep going, dollar city safer. For me, let's
all right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's resume our seats. She was once the head of Department for the Management and Public Administration at the Central Business School. Prior to joining Central University, she was a full-time lecturer at the University of Ghana. Teaches diversity of courses including entrepreneurship and international business management. Associate member of Chartered Institute of Marketing. She served in both the public and private sector in Ghana. There is a lot about her. She's been on the board of Ghana Immigration Service as the board chairman, and I see a long resume. She's been on a lot of international bodies. Ladies and gentlemen, she's also the national president of Accra Girls. So if we have Accra Girls students here, with a clap offering, shall we welcome Professor Adelaide Kastner to deliver her paper for today. Thank you very much, Mami.
Thank you. Usually we would say all protocols observed. So riding on the back of already established protocols, I welcome all of you to Central University. Without saying it, you know it already. This is the foremost private university in the country. So we blaze the trail. So it does not surprise me that Honorable Ohene Agyapong said that he had to come here. I did not want to say that first, but he has to come here. Honorable Ohene Agyapong, dignitaries with you, I acknowledge your presence, and I extend the warmest of welcome from the Chancellor, the Pro-Chancellor of this university. You know the Chancellor in the person of Dr. Mensah Otabil. We have Pro-Chancellor as well in the person of Mrs. Joyce, Dr. Joyce Ayi, Madam Joyce Ayi. And then we also have our Vice Chancellor in the person of Professor Bill Buena Pupulampu. We have a Pro-Vice Chancellor. I extend his warmest welcome to you as well, the Registrar, and then the entire management of this university. So you are most welcome, and we are happy to have you. I am happy that Honorable has already touched on a lot of things, and he teased out our core values without even probably intending to do so. And it indicates that we are indeed on track in accomplishing the mission of this institution. And simply put, Central University seeks, by way of mission, to raise transformational leaders, And we achieve this mission through our core values. And the first one is faith. The second is integrity. And the third is excellence. You can't miss. So, as you spoke, I could see all these in your delivery. You spoke about faith. We believe that faith in God consolidates everything. The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom and knowledge. And when we fear God, we do not cheat our neighbor. We become very serious leaders, and we make sure that the flock are well taken care of, or the nation is well taken care of, utilizing God-given resources. You spoke about integrity as well, and I always say that the office of the prosecutor would become redundant if there is integrity even in leadership. So integrity is significant even in business and in entrepreneurship. Excellence we cannot miss. And I always say that when we talk about excellence, it does not mean that when you are competing with your neighbor and you cheat your neighbor, then you have excelled. But you work on your own talents, your gifts, and your capabilities. You talked about core competencies. You talked about comparative advantage, and these are areas that are very significant. Ghana has got a lot of resources, natural resources, but we need to develop those natural resources, add value, and make sure that we can create some core competencies, unique capabilities, such that even to copy or emulate becomes difficult. And then we hold the patent rights, and then we can really generate a lot of income from those unique capabilities or core competencies. So then we gain competitive advantages. We want to address issues like our trade deficits. So balance of trade, trading with our international partners, we are importing more than we export. And if entrepreneurship is in the forefront of the activities of the Ghanaian business world, I'm sure that we will export a lot. There are millions of products that come to mind that Ghanaian entrepreneurs can just pick one after another. I normally say that everybody loves baked beans. But what is baked beans? Maybe beans with a little bit of sauce, and they have baked in a unique way, and we all, children and everybody, loves it. What about our own beans, the cowpeas and other things? We have not canned these enough. So these are some of the things that I wanted to talk about. Going further, I also want to speak, since we are talking about leadership, I want to talk about certain qualities or functions of a leader. And normally managers, they'll maintain the status quo. They do not create policy. They are not concerned about change. We are talking about a paradigm shift. We cannot continue to do the same thing in the same way and expect different results. So there must be a change. So I am saying here that when we are looking at leadership, leaders focus on the future. And Honorable Ohene Agyapong has said that. Visionary leaders, looking deep into the future. And I always say that as we are Christians, I like going there a bit. Although the vision tarries, it will surely come. Just keep working at it. Ghana wants to become a middle-income country, talking about some $2,000 maybe per capita, then we need to work at it. All hands on deck. The natural resources are there. The arable land is there. We have got a lot that we can package and sell to the international markets. We can feed the whole world. So leaders focus on the future. They create change. Managers normally, they maintain the status quo. No. Sometimes we need to look outside the box. And change management is not easy when you want to introduce new things. So, leaders in the making, be ready to navigate the waters when you introduce new things. Those who have been there in an institution before you joined will tell you that this is not the way we have been doing it all along. You cannot bring anything new. But be ready, as long as you know that the end point is admirable, then let change come. So I sometimes define vision. As leaders, we have to work as visionary leaders, futuristically. So I would say that vision is a future position, scenario, situation that is better, more admirable, more desirable, more beneficial than the situation that obtains at that point in time when the vision is being articulated. So as long as you look at your vision and your vision statement, look at the future. Is it better than today? Is it more admirable? Is it more desirable? Will it improve the quality of life for your people? Nigeria alike. We've talked about a Nigerian in our midst. This university is an international university. So we've got foreigners in our midst. So when we talk, we include them as well. And then leaders, they cope with change, new frontiers and dynamism. We are not in a fixed situation in this world. It is dynamic. And we are operating in a very dynamic environment as business people and entrepreneurs. Sometimes the dynamism is so difficult to predict. And the environment is so complex. But yet, you have to survive and make a difference. Leaders, they initiate policy as well. So, Parliament is I didn't want to go there. But leaders, they initiate policy. So you create new policies, you implement with caution and ensure that the desired results are achieved. And then we can say that leaders also create culture and structure. Once you are introducing new dimensions of functioning, even in the business or even in the nation, you might realize that maybe new ministries will have to be established. New departments and new directorates might have to be established. So think outside the box, our young leaders. And then leaders establish emotional link with their followers. A leader is not removed from the bulk, from those who are at the bottom of the pyramid. Integrate. If you don't sit with them and you don't eat with them, how would you know their challenges and their problems? So that you gather day-to-day information which you use to improve the quality of life for those people. But if you do not eat with them, how would you know the challenges that they are facing? If you do not interact with them, how would you know that they have got health problems? So there should be some emotional link with the followers. And I plead that our future leaders will do that. Then leaders, they use personal power as well. In other words, when you do your own SWOT analysis, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses? And make sure that you leverage your strengths to the benefit of the group or your organization or the nation as a whole, while minimizing your weaknesses. And then there are opportunities there. Others have got certain skills. Leverage those skills as well. Synergy is important. Then 1 + 1 will be greater than 2. So it is important that as a leader, you leverage the strengths and the capabilities of others as well, and not operate as if you are in a silo and operating alone. And that is when you can bring about the change that is desired. So your personal power is derived from your interpersonal relations, your soft skills, your core values, your level of integrity, how you handle issues. Some leaders are task-oriented. They don't care whether you have broken your leg. They won't ask you that this morning, how are you feeling since yesterday when we had a program and you broke your leg? But personal power requires that you empathize as well. So let us do that. Against that background, I just want to say a big thank you to, first of all, I want to appreciate our organizers, the SRC, and then our team who have been here with us. But let's make sure that we raise transformational leaders. Let's make sure that entrepreneurship becomes a household system and activity, that every home would generate some kind of profitable business. Even the women, Proverbs chapter 31, reading from the verse 10 to 31, that you are an entrepreneur, you make sure you make profit out of your investments, you do not sleep but you take some rest, those who don't get sick, and there is respect for the home. Let there be respect for Ghana as well. I thank you for your attention.
Oh, we can do it better. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. The vision is for an appointed time. Yea, though it tarries. One day, one day, one day, it shall come to pass. Oh, there are no, you don't have faith. One day the vision shall come to pass. If you know, you know. Thank you very much, Prof, once again. It's been an insightful section. We've had a lot to take home. And at this point in time, we would move straight to the next section. The SRC have some presentations to make, and we will go straight to that one. So we'll invite the SRC. We have some SRC, both the IMC chair and then the planning committee. There's some, yes, Kelvin and Co, please come around. See quickly, please, you brought me some citations. Please, let's do that quickly for our lecturers for today. Please, let's do that. And thank you very much, most especially our participants from Pram Pram Senior High School. They came here very early and they've been here throughout. Thank you very much. And I know this day you will never forget it if you take everything that we've treated here seriously. Please, let's do it swiftly. Time is not on our side. Fast, 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 please. Okay. Please. And what we are going to do is that There is a presentation to our mommy, Professor Adelaide from the SRC, for these great lectures, and we would
University on the occasion of the YouthQuake Conference. Theme, Entrepreneurship and National Leadership. Then the date was 15th of May 2025 in Trinity Hall, Central University. In honor of your exemplary leadership, visionary stewardship, and tireless service to the students and alumni of Central University, we express our heartfelt appreciation. Your participation in the YouthQuake Conference 2025 as Dean of Students and Alumni. Affairs reflects your unwavering commitment to nurturing youth leaderships, fostering innovation, and promoting a future of possibilities, grounded in academic and personal excellence. We proudly present this citation to you, Prof. Adelaide Kastner, for your inspiring contribution to the development of students and consistent advocacy for leadership through education and mentorship. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mami. I'll just be informed that you would also do us the honor. SRC is saying they have a presentation, but they would need your assistance, please. Yes.
So this is a citation in honor of Honorable Kennedy Ohene Agyapong, presented by the Students Representative Council of Central University on the occasion of the YouthQuake Conference with the theme Entrepreneurship and National Leadership, dated 15th May 2025 at the venue Trinity Hall, Central University. And it reads, Honorable, in recognition of your unwavering commitment to national development, your exceptional entrepreneurial spirit, and your fearless and principled leadership, we, the students of Central University, are deeply honored by your presence as keynote speaker at the YouthQuake Conference 2025. Your life's work embodies the core of our theme, entrepreneurship and national leadership, inspiring a new generation to lead with vision, boldness, and innovation. Your insights continue to spark transformation, and your influence remains a beacon to aspiring youth leaders like ourselves. With utmost gratitude and admiration, we present this citation to you, Honorable Kennedy Ohene Agyapong, for your exemplary leadership, dedication to national progress, and your enduring legacy in Ghana's entrepreneurial and political landscape. Thank you.
I didn't choose, I just put my all behind. Take me wherever you want to.
You can do it better.
Wings flying intercontinental.
Honorable Kennedy
Victory, that's my story. Cause I never
Vision is so important.
as long as I can remember.
Thank you very much.
Victory, that's my story. Cause I never surrender. As long as I can remember. I've been hustling. 22 summer in London, I was sunshine. Yeah, I'm losing faith.
All right, let's go.
My eyes out in the whole world. Straight away. But I never learned to say straight away. Did my hunting and some more of other things. I was crumbling inside, but I was struggling. Was this life my life? And you'll be at a day.
The SRC, the planning committee, and then
carry my hustle for my
this team will take it, then I will reduce the size.
Time I promise I didn't waste a second. So I came home finished, soaked up in pain.
All right, thank you very much. From Pram Senior High, you come and take a picture with Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. Pram Senior High, please come around.
That's my story. Cause I never surrender as long as I can remember.
Thank you very much, Mami. Thank you, SRC. Thank you. All right, Pram Senior High. After that, we will invite participants from Central University here present all to come for a group picture with Honorable Kennedy Agyapong and then our mommy. Okay, after this one.
Oh, with my mind, keeping it together like the grown man I am. I rise and fall, I fall and rise.
Photography.
Cause I never surrender as long as I can remember. I've been a hustler, victory, that's my story. Cause I never surrender as long as I can remember. All right, thank you very much.
Friends of Kennedy Central University staff present. Join them, Central University staff present. Please join.
Our sonship, but I never lost.
Let's be swift.
Did my hunting
staff? Whilst the staff, okay, they are coming. Whilst the staff prepare participants of the conference, please come around. Just come.
All I had was I and I. Carry my hustle for my back, find my devil choking.
Let's go with swift.
Time I promise I didn't waste a second.
It's a crash program.
So I came home, but I never.
Ugusu a wohwe na 2 TV na utie Oman FM. Ene said da munyina minimi bepie mu ha e wo Central University College. Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong and the students our Central University na ebetwetwe nkomo on entrepreneurship and national leadership. Ehun nkomo announce Honorable Ken and the dean of students our Central University and the bepiana students ebebu ha ebetie sa ade eyade a eya nikan ye pa wo hwe yen ewo Oman na 2 TV na otie yen ewo Oman FM a aseda kese ana enkoma and ha ana de your live production and ebesi ni akọ back to studio na yakọ akọtoa so ewo ho and sinipen ekọ so ewo na 2 TV ana Oman FM aseda kese enkoma production crew ni nyina akak ima kofi ima kwesinen bentay aseda nkoma omo tena mu so ewo studio ema ejando ana justice aseda enkoma Father Max Mose Daniel Barnabas ana production crew ni nyina aseda kese enkoma mo me so amide dwuma de hu chia ben so midi Albert Asumani aseda kese enkoma obi biara oje bre ehwe na 2 TV na otie Oman FM aha when they live production AC ni akọ back to studio na other programs aka ni nyina so ye de atwa so e de amamo ye da mwase